in this video how to cultivate or build a daily spiritual practice. I'm going to share with you 5 steps to help you to start to cultivate a daily spiritual practice, right? And I'm super excited to come to you. I'm sort of out here in nature, enjoying this beautiful weather that is in sunny Florida. So I'm still on a vacation, but I wanted to come to you and share with you these simple tips, simple but powerful when you actually embrace them, so that you can start to create a deeper connection with yourself, with your soul self, right? And let's talk about why that's important. Why you want to start cultivating that connection with yourself. After speaking to a couple of clients this past week, it was definitely more to my understanding that a lot of times our intuition, or tapping into our intuition, tapping into our soul. If you're joining live, feel free to say hi in the chat. But tapping into our intuition feels like a scary thing, or it feels unknown, especially if you're coming out of societal programming that is very much so methodical, and everything has to make logical sense. And although I am a huge proponent of utilizing the logical mind, in the way that I lead my life and the way that I teach in general is all about letting your heart and your soul be the leader, and sort of letting the logical mind be the servant, or being, the follower of the heart and the soul. So to me, cultivating that practice, spiritual practice to me is cultivating that connection to your intuition, cultivating that sense of oneness, that sense of connection with the deepest part of you that is, in true essence, the true soul of who you truly are, beyond this fleshly earth suit. It's the cultivating that connection to the part of you that you're going to return to after you leave this earth, right? The part of you that's eternal, the part of you that is, very much so aware of, has a vantage point of your life, and that is much wiser and has a lot more insight, a lot of the times more than the logical mind. So that's what I want to get into today. Let's dive into this topic about how to build a daily spiritual practice. So step 1 is to go ahead and uncover your why. I always like to start with why, because your intention, if you study just energetics and energy in general, when you understand that your intentions, your purpose behind doing things guides the energy in your life. So when you are very clear on your intention, you're clear on your why behind what you are trying to achieve, then you're going to be at a better standpoint in receiving what you desire. But when you're kind of all over the place and you don't know what you want, and you don't even know why you want it, then you're not going to be able to direct that energy and be forward focused with that energy. So even if you just study, just quantum physics and just energy studies, where they do, where you set an intention for the energy to move in a certain way, then that energy responds in kind. So it's the same thing with, what is your why? Are you wanting to feel to your intuition? Are you wanting to receive more clear guidance from your higher self? Are you wanting to feel more peace and joy on a day-to-day basis? Getting really clear on your why is going to help you to then move into the next step, which is to explore the different spiritual practices that there are. I say, we live on the playground Earth. To me, Earth is not only divine Earth school, but it's also a playground and also a science lab, right? So for me, when you're looking at your life and you're looking at the different spiritual practices that there are to incorporate, don't overwhelm yourself. Just sort of give yourself sort of like, if you're looking at them as sort of like a buffet of different things that you can utilize. You are the magician of your life, right? You are the creator of your life. So spiritual practices are simply tools to help you better align with your own innate divine power, right? So when you are looking or sort of weighing the different spiritual practices, look and see what each of them do. Certain practices will, you are divine. You are a divine being. Right? So flowing with feels good, what resonates with you a lot of times is the path of least resistance to the next step that your soul is leading you towards. So let's say you want to start a meditation practice, and that seems like something that you can fit in to your daily life, then you can explore that. Let's say you want to explore more grounding and getting out in nature on a day-to-day basis. Or let's say that you want to explore rituals and getting into candle magic. Let's say you want to explore, sigil magic. Let's say you want to explore, tarot or oracle cards or more journaling. There's many different spiritual practices that you can utilize. All of them leading you back to source. All of them leading you back to the truth of who you truly are, right? So just start to explore and see what's out there. It's sort of like looking at it as a buffet, like, you're just kind of grazing over the buffet and seeing what's out there. The third step is to choose a couple that align with your intentions and that can fit into your daily schedule, right? So now that you've sort of seen some of the smorgasbord of spiritual practices that resonate with you, the next step is to really just start to choose, a couple, one or two that you can start to incorporate into your daily life. You don't want to do too much. A lot of times when you're just it's like so many different ways to do so many things, right? To do this one thing of, earning money on the stock market. It's similar to spirituality. There's so many ways to connect to yourself. So many ways to connect to us, right? To connect to the goddess, God within you, right? So don't overwhelm yourself. Take it one step at a time and start with 1 to 2 practices that resonate with you. If you are struggling with meditation, you're struggling with calming down the mind, then maybe try like a moving meditation, like Tai Chi, or there's so many different practices. And just choosing 1 or 2 that you can do consistently on a day-to-day basis for at least, 60 to 90 days. You want to really build up that muscle until it becomes habit. They say, the old adage was that a habit takes 21 days. In all actuality, it takes 60 or more days for things to become a habit. They need that repetition over and over and over until something starts to feel like our new normal, right? Because we're creatures of habit, and we usually sometimes have habits that don't support who we are, then reprogramming ourselves by adopting 1 or 2 habits is really going to help you move forward in your spiritual connection. One of the tips that I was giving another client this past week was just to find the little breadcrumbs and to keep track of your intuition. Like, let's say you want to start cultivating a deeper connection with your intuition, right? And so maybe you start with oracle cards, or maybe you start with, strengthening your clairvoyant skills or strengthening your clairaudience skills, right? And you can simply do a daily thing where every day in the morning you do a little bit of journaling. Let's say this is the 2 spiritual practices that you decided to do was to journal and to cultivate your clairaudience or your clairsentience, whatever. So you try a different couple exercises. You journal in the morning, and then maybe part of that exercise that you ask a question. What is your message for me today? What do I need to know about today? What should I know about the week or whatever? And then you tune into that sense, whatever that sense is that you're tuning into, whether that's your sight, touch, hears, taste, or smell, right? And then you jot down whatever you receive, right? And then the next day you come back and you kind of go over what did you receive, what the internal guidance that you got, did it play out in a certain way? What did you learn from that? What do you want to grow or understand at a deeper level, right? So cultivating that spiritual practice on a day-to-day basis and doing it, what is your why? What is your why behind forward momentum? So get really clear on what your why and options that you have available. There's no one right path. There's many paths. You're the magician, so you get to choose which tool aligns with you, right? And then the people that align with your intentions and that can start to fit in your daily schedule. The 4th step is to just start with 5 minutes a day, right? Start with 5 minutes a day. Usually I say start with a baby commitment of that is because usually when we start with small commitments, we can fit it into our daily schedules. Because if we say, I'm going to sit down to meditate for an hour a day, and you are a mother of 3 kids and you have a full-time job, that's might be too much for you, right? But starting with 5 minutes, everyone usually can squeeze in an extra 5 minutes into their day, right? And then the 5th step is to continue to practice this new habit, this new practice until it becomes a daily habit, right? And that usually takes between 60 to 90 days, really. And then you just keep at it and continue cultivating that. And then just sort of, excuse me, because I got this thing. And then just sort of gauge where you are with it. As you've done, as 60 to 90 days have passed, are you feeling more connected with yourself? Are you feeling more peaceful? Whatever your intention was feeling like you have more connection with your higher self? Do you feel more stronger in your manifestation powers or prowess or abilities? Whatever it is that your intention was before you started spiritual practice, are you seeing the results, right? Give it time to cultivate, right? A lot of times when people are embarking on something new, we have a tendency to be impatient and we want immediate results. When a lot of time it took years and years of us to cultivate bad habits or negative patterns or negative, things within us, and now we want a quick fix. And usually it just takes time to unravel and to shift our behavior. It doesn't usually take, eons, but it does take a little bit of time for our behaviors and our thought processes and our emotions to align to the truth of who we are and to cultivate these practices that allow us to be in that energy, to be in that space of connection with who we truly are. And I wanted to kind of share how this kind of came up for me, like this, just cultivating and speaking to some of my clients or whatever, but also just recognizing that, peace and feeling like you're in connection with your higher self on a day-to-day basis is something that takes cultivation. It's not, unless you grew up like as a child where your parents, really stress the importance of connecting to your intuition, letting your intuition be your guide. Cultivating your intuition and connecting to yourself on a deeper basis is going to be something that might feel challenging, especially if you've been someone who's been leading your life from your logical mind all the time, where logic was king or queen in your life. Tapping into your intuition and letting this sort of sixth sense, right? You're welcome. Thank you for joining me, Ashe. I'm glad that it resonates. But cultivating your sixth sense is a new skill, right? It's like learning to walk for the first time, right? When you learn to walk, you fell a bunch of times before you finally started to stop wobbling and be able to take the next step. It's really a sensational feeling. It's an emotional feeling. Do you feel more confident in your spiritual prowess? Do you feel more connected to your intuition? Are you seeing the results of your mind being in alignment with your desires, and you're starting to see manifestation, right? And it can start with small things, right? Like starting to recognize the signs and symbols. Like as I've been in Florida today, of course, there's all this beautiful, this past couple week or so, there's all these beautiful like nature around me, all this beautiful stuff. A bunch of butterflies everywhere. Every day I'm just seeing butterflies that fly everywhere. And I'm just like, look at this. I'm just in this beautiful transformation, this beautiful flourishing, right? So just starting to see and recognize the symbols, right? Are you starting to cultivate that, Are you recognizing these little hints, that nudges that your spirit is giving you? And that all takes time, right? Especially if you're not used to tapping into that, the spiritual world, right? If you're not used to tapping and connecting with the source that is you, this might feel new or foreign, right? So don't beat yourself up about it. Just recognize that, oh, I'm cultivating this new practice. I'm cultivating this new thing. And the funny thing is, right? The funny thing is that you're already soul. You're already a spirit. You're already divine, right? That's all we say. You are divine. You are a divine being. You already are divine. It's just that you've been conditioned most of the time. Most of us, especially in the westernized society, most of us has been so conditioned to not connect with our true selves that we don't even realize that we are divine. And so this practice is just helping you to tap back into your spiritual prowess, your spiritual connection, your internal wisdom that's already there. Cultivate that connection with your true self. But a lot of it, to me, especially when you dive into drama of old belief systems and things that you're not already connected, right? That you're not already whole, that you're not already source, that you're not already God incarnate, right? That you're not already a fractal of that which we call God, right? So I'm glad it's resonating. So when you start to recognize that and tune into that, then all these spiritual practices, you'll start to recognize that they're just different flavors of the same thing, and they're here to help you to shed all the misbeliefs and misperceptions that you're not already whole, that you're not already divine, that you're not already, the infinite being just playing in this little fleshly earth suit that's very temporary. It's beautiful. Enjoy it while we're here. But recognize that this is all a part of the game called, Maya, life on planet Earth, the game, and enjoy it, right? But recognize that all these practices is just helping you to sort of shed the belief systems that teach you that you're not already whole, that you're not already divine, right? So I hope this has been helpful. Let me know if you resonate in the comments below. And if you're looking to cultivate a new spiritual practice, let me know which ones that you think you'll start to add to to your daily new habits in the comments below. And also, I will add a link later, probably not now, but later, about how I have a little PDF guide and training that teaches you how to do everything that I'm just sharing with you in a more deeper way. So I will link that below. I think it's called Essentials of Building a Solid Spiritual Practice. I will link that below a little bit later today, probably like around 8 o'clock today later on. But I hope this has been helpful, and feel free to watch the replay. Nice. Yeah, I love rituals. Yeah, when it resonates, for sure. Hoodoo knowledge. Yeah, that's awesome. That's what's up. I think I kind of lost connection there. Okay. Remember, what you conceive is what you'll receive, what you expect is what you'll get, and however you feel is what will become real for you, so vibrate higher. And if you are looking for more guidance and support in creating your divine life, health, or business, then visit me to book a complimentary discovery breakthrough call at divineearthschool.com/call. And I will chat with you guys next time. Peace, love, and light. Have a great rest of your evening. I kind of want to show you guys where I'm sitting at, so you see I'm sitting with this gorgeous little lake over here, enjoying nature. You guys have a great rest of your evening, and I will chat with you guys soon. Love and light.